Hey everybody, it's Malik Foster Travels here. I am back with a travel interview, and I'm joined by my lovely guest here. Ada, would you like to introduce yourself to the people? What's your name? What's your age? Where you're from, and what's your profession?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Malik, for the opportunity to be on here. My name is Dr. Adeze Chendu, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. I'm 25 and I'm Nigerian. That's about it.
Thank you for that. I also wanted to ask you, like, where are you from in Nigeria, like the area or the state maybe?
I'm from Anambra State, the eastern part of Nigeria.
Oh, okay, Eastern. So is that close to Lagos? How far is that from Lagos? Just to give people context, most people know Lagos and maybe a
It's
blue.
really far. It's really far from Lagos. It's like a whole lot of distance. I don't know how to do those mile calculation, but trust me, it's really far
Okay,
from
you need to
Lagos.
take a flight. How long would the flight be?
Or if you should take a flight, say 1 hour.
Oh, okay. So it's a 1 hour flight, and maybe driving is like 5 to 6 hours, maybe. Depends on the
Yeah.
road. I mean, I know in the United States it would probably take 5 to 6 hours driving if it's a 1 hour flight.
Trust me, if
Um,
you're driving, it's going to be like 12 hours.
yeah, because I know a lot of countries don't have the roads the way we have it and the highways the way we have it set up. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, this we can go a little faster than a lot of countries. So it takes a little longer for other countries to travel by car.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. You said you're a doctor of veterinary medicine. What kind of animals do you like to work with and stuff like that? Because I also have an American friend who's a veterinarian as well.
Okay. I work with basically small animals. That's like my discipline. Because there's like small animal medicine, there's big animal medicine, there's reptile medicine and stuff. So I do basically dogs, cats, pigs, goats,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
poultry,
so you do farm animals mainly, or
yes, pet animals and farm animals.
okay, would horses be included in that, or they would be considered big animals?
Horses are large animals,
Mhm.
all right, but they're also farm animals. But I don't specialize on horses.
Okay. So like goats, maybe pigs, maybe.
Pigs, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So how long did it take you to become a doctor in Nigeria? Like, I wonder if it's the same as in the US.
Well, it took me 6 years
Mm,
to get my doctor in veterinary medicine degree. 6 years.
wow, that's a lot of schooling.
Mhm. Well,
I said that's a lot of schooling.
yes, that was a lot of schooling. I started as a freshman in 2015, and the main veterinary medicine degree started from like third year. That was
Hmm.
when I started getting introduced to anatomy, physiology, and the rest of that. And
Okay. So let me ask you this. What inspired you to pursue a career in veterinary medicine?
well, I love life, whether human life or animal life. I actually wanted to pursue a career in human medicine, but I didn't have the opportunity to. So I just opted for veterinary medicine, and it was fun actually. doing veterinary medicine. I just like the fact that I'm relevant in, saving lives,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
definitely.
I can be able to put in my own quota to make sure this dog is not feeling some kind of way, or this farmer doesn't lose his livestock to this outbreak to get. So I just like to feel relevant in the field of saving lives.
Right, because us as humans, we depend on animals, right, as a source of food, even working, medicinal purposes as well. So it is definitely a vital role in the world and the community itself. So very
Yeah.
important. Um,
Mm-hmm.
our next question for you is, can you describe the type of workload a doctor has in Nigeria? Is it a very busy schedule, or how's the scheduling look like?
Well, if you work in a big establishment and you have a lot of clients, it's usually a very busy one. It's like an 8 to 8. There's basically no rest time. So what we have to do here is to do shifts. Like, so people would stay from, say, 8 to 5, and others would like come by 5 and take over for the night and stuff, because there could be emergencies at night. So
Mhm.
it's actually something that requires your presence 24 hours.
So y'all have like what we would call here like on call, where like a doctor, like maybe he or she's not working right now, but they're on call just in case there's an emergency at the office or practice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like maybe out of the 7 days out of a week, it's 5 to 6 days maybe a week? Or how would you say how many days per week you would have to go in and be on call?
You could even go 7 days a week.
Oh wow.
Yes, you could go 7 days a week. It's
Like if you're
just the
working for
time.
a company or a practice, a private practice.
That
I say if you're working for a private practice, you can go 7 days a week, or
some
go ahead. Can
If
you
you're
hear me?
working for a private practice.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
saying if
can hear you.
you're private practice that's not your own. I know if it's your own, you make your own hours essentially, but
Yeah,
obviously,
you can always be flexible. Yeah. You're working
but
for a
if you're
private
working for
practice.
another, maybe a veterinary hospital, mhm,
Yeah. You
yeah,
always you always have to show up at work. That's just the thing. You
so
always have to show up Mondays to Sundays.
like, do you get any days off, or it's just a busy schedule generally?
You could get leaves once in a month, or depends. It depends on where you're working, depends on who you're working for, it depends on how busy it usually gets there. There are days in the week when, like, it's not so busy,
Mhm.
right? So on those days you could go home on time and be refreshed for another day, but you always have to show up, because you never can tell what day is going to be really busy. It could even be the weekends that are the busiest, because that's when people that work during the week have time to come and bring their complaints to the hospital, or come to request for our services at their farms. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So
it's
in
something that requires
the
your
busiest.
presence.
So you would say the weekends is the busiest, you would say?
Weekends are usually really busy.
Okay, I understand. So I would say I want to ask you the next question. How would you compare the salaries of Nigerian doctors to maybe average salaries in other work? Like how would you compare the salary of a Nigerian doctor? Like how's the salary? Do
I
you
don't know. I don't know how much they earn outside of Nigeria.
No, I'm talking about in Nigeria. Like how is the salaries in Nigeria? Because
Well,
in terms of the vet for vets, like what is like the average salary? for vets? That's what I'm asking. Sorry.
The average salary for a vet, I don't know how to equate it to dollars, but in Naira, it's like 200, 250 in Naira. So that should be like around, let's say, $150,
So that's the starting salary.
which is
Okay, like
which is really, really low. Is
so
that?
you're saying like 200 to 250,000 naira is the starting salary for a maybe a new veterinarian who's just coming out? Because I figured like maybe if you're a little older, you get a little bit more in terms of
Not
salary.
new. Even if there's no new veterinarian, so far as you went through college, you got your doctor in veterinary medicine, you did your
Yeah,
youth
let's see if I
service,
can pull up these
you are
salaries here.
already a doctor, you have the license to practice. So your pay is supposed to be like the same you get, except you've gone for some upgrading, like being a professor or going to do your masters or something. That is when you can like have the opportunity to earn higher. And people that have done those upgrading, most of them they don't they would rather be in they would rather lecture,
Mhm.
or they would rather go outside of the country to practice as a surgeon or something. So we don't really have those ones that have really upgraded in Nigeria, earning those 500,000 or whatever. So
Oh, okay, so when I looked at it, the 250,000 is 160 US dollars. So I guess that's the salaries. So what you're saying is if they increase their education, whether get a master's or some degree to add addition to the veterinarian degree, that's when they can increase their salaries, is what you're saying.
well, I would just say that right here, it's not even about your qualification.
Mhm.
It doesn't like we don't really get so much financial value for the value we give in here in our country. Like we are underpaid, we are not really appreciated. Like if you should tell a client that you have to pay so and so amounts for this service, for probably a grooming service, or when you have to do tail docking, they would they would be like, why do I have to pay this much just to get my dog's tail off, or just to have my dog looking all good? They don't really like pay much. So it
They
depends
don't
on
they don't value like the people don't value the service, is what you're saying.
exactly. So if a hospital is not getting so much paying clients, they are limited to what they can pay their doctors.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so it's not even about how much qualification you have. It's about the location of the hospital and if they have people that can actually pay for the services that they have to offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get paid without the people.
Mhm.
That's definitely something.
Yeah.
So I understand why people probably want to go out. So let me ask you this. Are there any differences between the public hospitals or private practice? I'm assuming the pay would be better in your private practice, but you never know. I guess it depends on location, like you just mentioned.
Yes, it depends on location. If you're where the rich are at, you can your services, you could put it at a higher price or whatever. Or if you're not in a location that is like people can pay, you have to like make it affordable for them because you still have to offer your services regardless. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
That. Let me ask you, what are some of the challenges you face as a doctor due to maybe the infrastructure in Nigeria and the resources in Nigeria? What'd you say? Well, I guess number one is pay, but besides pay, we kind of covered the pay, right?
Yeah. Well, most of the challenges we face are actually, we have to import some vaccines.
Mm.
Do you get? We have to
Yeah,
import vaccines, and we don't really have so much vaccine factories in our country, and importing them is really, really expensive. So it's one of the challenges because it's the price that we import that we can use to treat. Do you get?
yeah, I understand. It's like it's an added expense,
Yeah.
so you have to increase the cost
Yes.
of the
So
service you offer.
yes,
People are already arguing,
exactly.
complaining about, the cost and expense of,
Yeah.
simplest of procedures. So yeah, okay, I understand. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, the next question I want to ask you is how do you feel the healthcare system in Nigeria is affecting your patient care and your ability to work effectively?
Pardon?
I was asking you, how do you feel like Nigeria healthcare system is affecting your ability to take care of your patients effectively? How do you feel it affects you?
How do I feel my country is affecting me taking care of my patients?
Effectively, yeah, Nigeria's healthcare, yeah.
Well, if the economy is good, right, people would people would have money to people want to get more animals, people want to get more patients, and they wouldn't mind, providing all the services. Like sometimes when a client comes to the hospital, right, after we've done what the client wants, we could still like recommend like some drugs or supplements for the animal. Or if we see that, okay, something is wrong somewhere, we can still be like, oh, I would like you to get this checked and stuff. And because of the economy, because they obviously can't afford to like get everything at once, they will just let it slide. And sometimes it can be risky for the health of the animal. So I
Mhm.
feel like the economy is really a restraint in us providing optimal care for our patients. And uh, I think most of our efficient hands, right, they are all to
Of
live in Nigeria. And so it's not everybody that is qualified to do every field of the practice. Like I can't say that I'm a specialist in all the fields, ophthalmology, splenectomy, whatever. I
Mm.
can't do everything by myself. So most specialized skilled hands, they tend to like leave the country, and it's really affecting us because there are times when we need people to like, okay, come, like we need like a whole crew, a whole squad to do some sort of things, and there's really nobody. Those hands are like outside already getting good pay. So it's a
Mhm.
constraint for us too. And
So how do you think that it is affecting the doctors in Nigeria, like the brain drain, basically people leaving abroad for better opportunities in the medical profession? How do you think that affects Nigeria?
how it affects Nigeria,
Yeah, like all
or
those
how it
doctors.
affects the doctors in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
yeah. How do you think it affects the medical profession in Nigeria, the doctors leaving?
Yeah, so basically it, yes, it's bringing down our like we are no longer we're no longer vast. Like it's putting us behind. Like we are behind. We're way behind every other country. It's putting us behind. Like there are things there are heights that we want to attain based on, every country is like trying to be the like want to be popularly known for this stuff like, okay, if you want to have the best whatever, you can come here and stuff. So it's
Mhm.
putting us behind, like we don't have the edge over others because most of our skilled hands are not here. So kind of take us backwards in a way. But the upcoming veterinary doctors, we are trying to ensure that like we keep them in Nigeria. We educate them on, I don't know, they don't need to leave. They don't we need to like stay together and make make this place good. We need to stay, we need every hands on deck and stuff. They can't all be leaving. And yeah.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, it's a big issue in the country. I think it would be an issue for any country. A lot of skilled workers just leaving to go to other places. So that's
Yeah.
that needs to change. That leads me to the last questions about the doctor, medical profession. I wanted to ask you, what changes would you like to see in the healthcare system in Nigeria to improve the working conditions for doctors there?
Okay. What changes I would like to see to improve the working conditions?
Yeah, for doctors in Nigeria.
The pay. The pay, yes. Once there's enough money, once the government gives us enough money, we can subsidize our services. We can put in our best. I mean, nobody will want to leave the country again.
Yeah, I think
If
the
there's
government would invest, Go ahead.
Yes, if the government, if they are willing to like bring free vaccines and free, they're ready to put in money into the medical field, right? It's going to like really take a lot of burden from us. And sometimes we need more, we need advanced machines to help in some diagnosis and stuff because we can't like do everything on our own. So those machines, if the government can like provide for us, to really go a long way.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically,
That,
we can't always be doing manual and all that. It's time consuming.
mhm.
It's time consuming. So we need more of those automated stuff so that by the time we have them, we don't have to spend so much time doing what we would use the it just saves time. It saves time basically. Those automated machines and stuff. It saves time.
Yeah, so you
So
guys need a
yeah.
lot of resources put towards, the different
Yes. We need
supply,
resources.
training,
Yes.
automated systems in order to improve the working conditions. I understand that. And that may take, governmental intervention and investment in that sector, agriculture, veterinary medicine, medicals, and all that. But we'll see. Who knows? We'll see what the future holds. So let's get into,
Yeah.
dating questions, right? I wanted to ask you about dating, you know, as
Okay.
we're in Nigeria, right? So I wanted to ask you, how is dating in your country? Are your coun are Nigerians open to date foreigners like Americans, for example? Did,
Pardon?
oh, you didn't hear me? I said, how is dating in your country? Are Nigerians open to dating foreigners like Americans, for example? Did you hear me? Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, you heard me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I was saying, how is dating in Nigeria? Are you guys open to dating foreigners like Americans?
Yes, we are. Dating is basically, I feel it's the same all over the world. I feel it's the same.
But
It's it's basically a man and a woman liking each other. If you have the same similar interests and you
yeah, I
both
guess.
click and connect, So yeah, it's individual preferences. I mean, like me, I
Okay.
like blacks, be it Black American or whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, so far as you have good character, you're
Yeah,
able to
that's what
take
I'm
care of
saying. Most
me,
places
you
they
have the
don't.
core values of a man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some places they don't like dating outside, and sometimes they have restrictions, so that's why it's not always necessarily the same. I guess what people want is usually the same, but like, the other stuff isn't usually the same.
In
Sounds is different. I will also wanted to ask you, so where would you say are some good places to meet women in Nigeria?
well, there's no particular place.
I don't know, give us a list, like maybe 3 to 5 good places where,
You can meet women in Nigeria at events. You can meet them on at the church, at the gym, you know, wherever wherever
well, there's a lot
people
of women
are,
in
kind of.
Nigeria.
Is that?
I said, is there a lot of women in Nigeria that go to the gym?
Yes, a lot of women go to the gym in Nigeria. That's like the in thing now.
See,
Everyone's trying to look fit and sexy, and so
see,
yeah, when
they
you go to the
got a
gym,
little
you
bit of gym
see a
culture
lot
there.
of women.
Or y'all people out there, or Nigerian women are going to the gym now. They're trying to compete with other groups, so I'll be on the lookout with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you want to find a woman, you can go to the gym
Okay, church, the gym, events. What kind of events? You mentioned events. What kind?
or a
Like
concert
concerts, parties.
or
You said concerts and what else?
concerts, wedding, concerts, yeah, wedding,
Yeah, wedding. Yeah, I have to.
um,
That'd be fun.
hangout centers like where the comedy shows, uh, there you do bowling. There are people basically everywhere. You just need to find that one person you attracted to. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. Let me ask you this question. What are some of the cultural expectations in dating within Nigeria? Like, because some of us outsiders may not know. Did you hear me?
Okay. An average Nigerian woman. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
An average Nigerian woman. An average Nigerian woman likes attention and money a lot. Like they want to feel like the queen of your heart. They want you to always, show them how much they mean to you in words, in acts of services and stuff, right? Mm, Nigerian women, cultural expectations. We just want to be treated right, respect us, and don't try to bully us or make us feel like our opinions don't count, basically. Nigerian women, we respect our men. Like, we respect them a whole lot and would want to be accorded the same respect.
Mm,
And yeah, that's about it.
okay. Okay. So that's good. I guess I know there's a lot of different ethnic groups in Nigeria, but maybe from your experience, is it a big difference of dating amongst the different tribes there? Like, are there any main differences, or is it just, you know, maybe small marital things you have to do? I know you have the dowry, stuff like that.
No, that's for marriage. It's marriage that has different
Oh,
settings
okay.
for ethnic group, whatever. But for dating, it's like you can date any culture you want to date. But when it comes to marriage, like they are for the Igbo people,
Mm,
You have to come for the woman in a certain kind of way. They have these elders. They have elders that would present a list to you as the man, and you have to like get those items to show that okay, you are ready to have this woman as your wife. And for the Yoruba culture, I don't think they really do that elder dowry thing. It's not like it's not so important for them. Theirs is
mm,
that as the man, you have to like come and prostrate before the daddy of the woman, and they would ask you to like spray money on the woman to show how you're going to be able to take care of her when they leave her in your hands. So
mm.
like they're just different cultures. For the Hausa people, some of them would have to flog the man for him to prove that he can be a protector to the woman.
Oh,
And they'll
wow.
see how much pain tolerance he can coach.
Performance, or is that just like if you're a house man? What if you're like American, for example, or a foreigner? Do you have to go through that logging? Like if you're a foreigner?
If you're a foreigner,
Yeah.
well, I think so.
So
I
if I'm
think
like
so.
American, I was a woman, for example.
But the world is changing. The world is changing. I don't think all those flogging stuff still happens. But for the Yoruba culture, you must always show that respect by prostrating to lay flat
Mm,
to the girl's father. Yes, they like it's like their tradition. It shows respect for them. And
okay. Because I'm
but they
like, I
still
understand
have to pay that dowry and stuff.
getting flogged, but
Yeah.
as a foreigner, okay, okay, interesting. So I guess next I wanted to ask you, what role does religion play in relationships in Nigeria? Did you hear me?
You said you want to ask me about what?
Oh, I said, what role does religion play in relationships in Nigeria? Well, for relationships in Nigeria, sorry.
What role do they play?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In dating and relationships.
Well, dating, relationships is basically two people trying to work to join forces to make each other better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you be there in terms of emotional, encouragement, ideas on how to grow. Like if your partner is trying to like start up a business or something, you can be like, okay, I have this, put your heads together and get it working. Just being there for each other, basically, support, finance, mushy mushy.
No,
Yeah.
I, I understand that. Let me ask you this. What are some of the challenges of dating in Nigeria today that maybe you experience or maybe some friends you know of?
Okay, challenges of dating in Nigeria. Well, a lot of people are not ready to commit in Nigeria,
Mhm.
especially there's this particular, like, have you ever heard of Yoruba demons?
What are your Yoruba demons? What is that?
Yoruba demons are like Yoruba guys that just want to have all the girls to themselves. They just want to keep playing girls. Like they derive fun from it.
Hmm.
Like they could engage like two or three girls for the fun of it. Or like they just do it. I don't know, they find it very, very, they hail themselves when they do it. Like they feel cool. They feel like really, really cool when they do it. So a lot of that is what's going on. Even girls are trying to like act cool by just being able to tell their friend that I I I was able to bullshit this guy and stuff. So I don't know if it's about the generation we are in, but most
Mm-hmm.
people are not ready for something serious. They are just they just want to just have fun and not really commit. So it's usually results in a lot of heartbreaks and distrust and stuff like that. But there are still the good ones. There are still relationships that are thriving. There are still healthy relationships and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like now me, what can you give me? Like what can you provide for me? And instead of how can you be there for me?
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah, I
Yes.
understand. It just sounds like to me
Yeah.
like, a lot of people have an issue with the commitment and they're just playing longer than maybe they should be playing. So that's what it sounds like to me. That's one of the challenges out there. I guess from your perspective. Yeah. I would like to also ask you, what advice would you give somebody that is not Nigerian about dating a Nigerian? Like, what advice would you give them?
Okay. You have to really know the person you are with. Like you have to be able to tell if this person really likes you, because trust me, some people could feign likeness to want to get an opportunity to come to the States, or just get you to be meeting their needs and send them money, money, money. So you have to actually know this person really, like um a real one to you. Yes. You have to know, is this person a real one, and how, like how does this person value me? How much value does this person hold where I am? And yes, if you want to take the person serious, you could come to Nigeria and see the person and see her background and interact with her friends or her family and see, because friends and family also rub off on a person. So when you're able to like see that okay, this person is from a good background and stuff, you can now be well assured that okay, I when I go back, I don't have anything to worry about. This person is genuine, and at least I know her to her friends and her family, and if anything should go wrong, they can always call her to book and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I made any sense. Did I make any sense? Because I've dated an
No,
American. I've
I
dated
think it did make
an
some
American man.
sense. I think, you're just giving advice from your perspective on, how someone outside like myself or someone else would, you know, would approach or, handle dating a Nigerian woman. That's really what it boils down to. So I guess the last question I want to ask you is, are gender roles and expectations in relationships more traditional or modern in Nigeria?
What?
I said, are gender roles more traditional or modern in Nigeria? You would say, like,
Gender roles.
yeah, gender roles, like, man and woman, like the expectations, the roles and duties of a man and woman.
It's traditional. It's traditional. The woman is basically the one doing the domestic work, cooking, trying to make sure everywhere is clean and stuff.
Mhm.
And then the man is basically doing the providing. So that's like traditional.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not it's not 50-50 in any way. In any way, it's not 50-50.
I'm a strong believer that it's very rare that it's 50-50 anyways, even in the US, because a lot of people say, oh, it's 50-50 in the United States. I'm like, yeah, sure. It might be a temporary 50-50, but as soon as you get a
At the
promotion,
end of the day, you're in a trap.
as soon as you get a promotion or maybe a job increase, it goes back to
Yeah,
traditional. It's like
traditional.
I think really from my point of view, most women want traditional, but with a modern twist. Like they still want to be able to do thing in a modern way and have modern freedom,
Yeah,
but they still want that traditional treatment. And I'm like, man, you can't always have it both ways. Us guys can't have it all always every way we want. So that's what I would say about it. I think that's what I think a lot of ladies they want the provider, but they want the modern twist to it. They still want to have a voice. They still
yeah,
want opinion. They still want to have an impact in the relationship and decision making,
yes.
even though they don't want to do any of the financial helping. You know, at least not like unless it's like necessary. They don't want to do unnecessary financial help, I should say. They don't mind helping, but if they know you got
But
money, they like give. Like, come on.
exactly, you'll be relaxed.
Like you
But
have plenty.
we still have the alpha females that still want to like, don't worry, I got it, I got it, I got it. But I don't think it's healthy. I don't think men really need I got it woman. They want to be the one like having to do the I got it, I got it, I got you.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Your video.
Because so much
Yeah.
of independency as a woman could like it brings worry sometimes to the man. Like why are you that independent? Like what's how do I now how do I step in for you? I don't know. Does it
No, that makes
do you
sense.
agree to
Like it makes sense. That's why, in certain places people butt heads. Like even when a guy is trying to do his thing, it's like you're basically competing with your husband or partner. Like that's not like guy doesn't want to compete with his lady. Like, it just gives off bad vibes.
yeah.
Just feel bad. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. I agree. But thank you so much, Dr. D, for joining me on my channel and everything. I appreciate you, your time, your effort, your answering the questions
Oh,
to the audience. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this. You gave very good information for us and very good insight from a local doctor's perspective. Thank you so much, D. I'll be talking to you soon.